Welcome back to PSC Tech Byte. Today we keep on talking about throttling while consuming Microsoft Graph. And specifically, I want to show you how, using SharePoint Framework and the out-of-the-box capabilities, you can manage throttling whenever you consume Microsoft Graph. By default, the MS Graph Client v3 that we have in SharePoint Framework will retry for you up to 4 times in case of throttling, and if it will still fail, it will give you back an exception that you should handle properly in your code. So let's switch to the demo environment and see how you can do that in practice. So here we have a demo web part that I created in order to show you how to work with throttling while consuming Microsoft Graph. And as you can see, we have multiple buttons that we can click to consume Graph via SPFx out-of-the-box functionalities, as well as we will see in upcoming episodes how to use PMP.js and MGT. So now let me use the Microsoft 365 proxy tool to start simulating a bunch of throttling issues. In fact, as you can see, I'm going to run M365 proxy with allowed errors 429, so the throttling one, and it will fail 100% of the requests, so it will always fail. So let me run it. It will take a while to start, and once it is running, I can go back to my web part and I can try to consume Microsoft Graph. And let me start with the no error handling option. So let me click on it. As we can see right here, we are making a request and we get a 429 too many requests. If we switch back to the M365 proxy, we can see the requests are running through the proxy. And when we will see all of the requests, actually 4 requests made by the out-of-the-box MS Graph client of SPFx, we can see that we just get an exception. But my code is not handling that exception, so we don't see anything in the UI from an end-user perspective. If I will do the same using the error handling, we can actually intercept the exception and do what a good developer should do, so show an error message to the end user. So let me show you that scenario as well. Then I will turn off the proxy and show you that we can actually get a response from the service when the throttling is not in place. So now the Graph proxy, the M365 proxy is off, and I can make another request with or without error handling, and I can see that I can get the information about the currently connected user. So how does it work under the cover? So this is my web part, and in the web part I create an instance of the MS Graph client as we used to do. In the onInit method, we use the MS Graph client factory to get an instance of the MS Graph client v3. Then I provide that MS Graph client object to a TSX React component that I have in my web part, and in there, when I click on any of the 2 buttons, I have the no error handling option, where I simply make a request to the Graph client that I get through the properties of the React component, and I get the me endpoint retrieving the user principal name and the display name. But if it will fail, I will simply fail without providing any information to the user, as you saw. The proper way of handling this kind of exception is to make a request, a GET request, providing in the method also the error of type graph error and the result. You can provide a fully typed type here if you like, by importing the Microsoft Graph client types. And here we can say that if we have an error, and if the error status code is 429, then we can say that we have got throttled. Otherwise, if it is any other error, we can simply show the error message. And if we don't have any error, we simply update the state of the web part, of the React component in the web part, to show the output to the user. Simple as that. So you can simply process the error by using the get signature, in which you have the graph error as one of the input of the result of the get method. Like always, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.